Another cozy Friday, and what better way to hit our last cozy-tober before our Halloween surprise with a classic Edith Finch. It's been so long since I've played this game, and I really wanted to come back to revisit it because it just seems like the perfect, not too spooky, but super cozy little mystery game. So let's hop in. Let's hop in.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
No subtitles, but I guess the book kind of gives that to us. It's been so long since I've been in these woods.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Little foxgloves. So cute. Orca's Island Gazette.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
I'll just leave those there.
I hadn't
cute
been back
mailbox.
since my brother Lewis's funeral.
No trespassing. Well,
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
I think she was... Can we go down here? Heck yeah. Taking the path less traveled. All the frogs. Hopefully not missing much on the other path.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
I don't think they're that quiet. Would it be spooky if we turn around and somebody was standing there? Ah, that's the other path. A whole truck just sitting here.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Oh. Missing. Milton Finch.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
17. It's been so long.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Oh.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
The way the camera just turned in the middle of the bench lined up with that rock, it almost looked like a silhouette of a person. I'm not getting spooked. Not by this game. So pretty. What's that? Basement? Peaches? The little wind chimes.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Workbench. The classic garage tennis ball. I like all of those boxes are stacked around it.
The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years,
2010.
I felt like I was home.
Edie, Dawn, Lewis, Milton, and Edith. That's me.
But
All these
instead of a
books in the
family,
kitchen.
there were just memories of one.
All these books in the kitchen are giving me anxiety. Aw. Lewis.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
If I had to have one restaurant delivered to my house, I wouldn't be
Or how
complaining.
after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Apple pie. Which way am I going first?
The
Looks like a
table was
crime
still a
scene.
wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
What a nice living room.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Ugh. And what a modern looking TV.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Can I crouch? Oops. I wonder how many of these pictures are just real. Nothing for me to click in here. Little birds.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Break the glass. No one's here to stop you now.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
What a spooky tune.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Forbidden marshmallows. Oh.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
I mean, that doesn't have to be people, right? It can just be like their memories or their books. Wow. That's a big gallery wall.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Molly?
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
37 to 47, so she was 10 when she died? Ugh. It's so cute. I'll be back for that room. I want to peek over here. The birds on the doors are so cute as well. Sven and Edie?
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Imagine having an artist like this in your family who just paints everything and no one's there to stop her. Must be nice.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Ugh. You couldn't even put up a curtain, just a rope. 50 to 61, so they were 11? Who's this? Gregory?
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
One year. Are there dates on the story? Yeah. 15 to 64 and 17 to 2010. Oh. Imagine living without your husband for that long.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
She's cute. Oh. Can I go up?
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Barbara, 44 to 60. That's not that long.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Okay, fish room first. Also, did they build the chimney so that the bricks would jut out like that and that's the main actual column of the chimney there? Because it feels like it comes way out to the edge. I guess it could siphon up. Just feels weird.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
The murals are so pretty. Kind of morbid though, painting the old sunken house. Anything on the ceiling? No.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. How is this not an obvious passage,
Turns out,
though?
my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Unless you put a painting over it or something.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Who's that?
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Looks like Molly's room.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
It's so cute. Can you peep out the other side? No. Oh, there's people. I was like, where's it at? That's weird that it's so high up. But we could see through the other side.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
So cute, so untouched. Little animal masks.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
Ugh. Who let this child have a scorpion in her room?
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Gerbil food? Pumpkin? You can't eat the pumpkin.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Lucky she let you keep it in your room at all.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart,
Locked?
it's late. Go to sleep.
You shouldn't be locking your child in your room.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Ugh. The little poops. Mom, I'm gonna eat my fish. Let me out. Oh, don't actually eat the fish.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Good. It's so dark in here. Can barely see. Got your own bathroom? It's a tall sink. You can't even see up there.
I
Eat the
kept
toothpaste.
eating and eating.
Ugh, all the little toothpaste mess on the sink. I hate that. Ew. That's poisonous.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Mm-hmm. And then you jumped out the window. You drank the toilet water. Bird.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
That's a big bird.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Why the chain?
And suddenly, I was a cat.
Sure. After eating those berries, I'm sure you could be anything you want. Where am I going? Over there. Jump. Let me
I
get you.
tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
The little jingle on the collar. Anybody in the living room? No, but it's Christmas. I thought that was somebody right there. Oop. Whose room is that?
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
So Edie and Sven were your parents? That would make Edith's mom your sister? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Is there something back there? There's a nest. But all the eggs are open. No babies or us.
I jumped and I almost got her.
What kind of mega tree house? Let me up there. Oh, don't drop off the edge. Can I get up there? Jump! Yeah.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
No little animals. And the bug. The frog. I'm coming.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was
Jump.
eating that mama bird.
Am I not jumping over here? Okay. This is so dangerous.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I
Sure.
heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Oh no. Where? Where's the nibbles? I hear it.
Rabbits.
Rabbits. Where? Ah, rabbits. No. No.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew
Gross.
off to find something bigger.
Like what? How big is this owl's beak?
A mama rabbit.
Not a mama rabbit. No.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Yeah. How many berries did you eat? Oh. There you go. Do you live by the ocean? I hope so. Oh, don't
I
mind me.
rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Okay. Follow the bubbles. These controls are interesting.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
No.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Ew. Somebody help this kid. No. Get him.
I grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Yeah, that's what I do when I'm hungry too. I jump out of the water. Ew.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Get the bird. Nope. Where are we going? What a way to spend your Christmas.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Oh. Well, should have been home with your family. I'm coming for you, Captain.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Oh no. Captain?
His belly was rusty, his belly was rusty, his belly was rusty, razor.
I'm not gonna eat that guy? Did I miss him? Get him. Uh-huh. Now where are we going? There you are, Captain. I've been looking for you everywhere.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
In my experience, the old pipes don't hold good smells, but okay. Uh-oh.
I got closer and closer.
Oh no. Eat the fish. Can't reach the fish. The window's still open, that's creepy.
All my stomach started growling,
How many do you have?
and suddenly I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Okay, Molly, let's not eat any more holly berries.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
So, Milton and Lewis were our brothers. Molly, Edie, there's Sven. Odin married Ingeborg. Walter's by himself. Gregory's by himself because that's a baby. So did Edie give birth to Sam, Calvin, Barbara, and Molly? Where's our mom? Is that Dawn? I don't know how to read trees. Oh, look at all the sea animals. Cat?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Is that a bearded dragon? Hold on, is that a bearded dragon? Enhance. Rob? That's a bearded dragon! Why is it in a bird cage? Lurpy. Purply. Furpy. Burpee. Bob the snake. And can't read that one, it's black. Derpy. Rob the bearded dragon. I have two bearded dragons, Mick and Percy. Oh, am I stuck? Excuse me, excuse me. Shrine sketches.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Won a family day out at Druid World. What are all these tapes? Sam Photo Award, Conspiracy Now, Weird America, The Finches, Random Junk, Edith Interview, My Friend Bigfoot.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Edie won't go.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
cute. Molly Concepts. Built 1937. Sven Finch.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
I wouldn't. That'd be sick. Also, what a way to go. Hold on. I want to check over here.
Her room was like a museum.
Ah, it's her book. Can I peek? No. I feel like I can smell this room. The warm dust.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Hit.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
And you didn't tear it apart? Tuesday.
It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah. Mount Rainier National Park. Oh. Another book? Let me go read this one first. Get this one in the books.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Yeah, I would say that it was the house that was cursed.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
I like the little rainbow chair. That's cute. Okay. Bathroom book. There's a secret in the bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
It's so cool. You gotta put it back, though. Ah! You just crushed the paper like that. Secret dark room in the bathroom.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
And there's no cobwebs back here? I don't believe it. Milton. What are you doing back here, Milton? This is sad. Age 8? Enlist. Odin Finch National Park. Where's that at? Is that the woods in front of our house? Huh.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Kelvin. 11 years old.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Whose name's on my cast? Pocket these both sticks. Let me go sideways. Yep.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think
There we go, even it
Calvin
out.
always wanted to fly.
Sam, Calvin, dinner's ready.
Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Oh.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe
Why is
if
my
the
other foot
wind
going
hadn't
down?
picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
What a dangerous swing. And it's off the treehouse. Whee.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
I actually got goosebumps from that.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Do you know how many kids jump off of bikes, off of swings that are positioned in like sand pits and stuff like that? They go as high as they can, then they just
After
jump
the
off.
funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
I would have curtained it. I wouldn't have been able to sleep in here and look at that. But how many kids jump off of swings and then you're
Mom
going
said Grandpa
to...
Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh, I'll get the kids a nice view of the beach. That's what you get. Cute. Looks more like a moth than a butterfly, though.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Unlock this. And bellies. Can I see my belly?
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
17 and pregnant? I guess. Why am I shorter than all these peepholes on the other side? This one leg. This cardboard cutout would terrify me.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Cute little room. Ew. That's so old. How many candles are on there? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. Barb Street.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was canceled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
That's such a cool key. Not the music. His crutch, no!
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Well, the blood's from our dad. Get! Very horror movie-esque the way that he touched the door like that, though. Oops. Hope that wasn't breakable.
The
That's not
gang's leader
terrifying.
is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Well, ha! Can I get a flashlight?
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Hello?
Oh dear!
That's what you get.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
He's a little boy home alone around Halloween. Of course he's gonna be scared. That's a cool chair. I'm coming, Walter. Peek at the front door. Make sure no one's watching. yeah, full hallways blocked off. Walter?
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And here he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara. There's gotta be another way out of here.
Let's go. Bye, Walter.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Molly's
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years.
He didn't hear that? Get him! Get him!
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Go get him again. Stop going so slow. The way I would be running out the front door. She's way too calm for this.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Try me.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. But
Walter.
that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Imagine coming home from the hospital and your daughter is dead, her boyfriend gone, and your little boy is hiding under his bed. He had to have seen more. Am I going back out this way?
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Can I go upstairs now? No. Can I get a flashlight? It's getting dark in here. I feel like it's getting darker all the time. Where are we going next?
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Right. Go just as slow as Barbara did. Here we go. But we don't have a crutch to defend ourselves with. Spin. Oh, all the tree stumps for the portraits. How many more did they plan to make?
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I don't blame her. Look at that saw.
I saw
remember
Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
I remember growing up, my dad almost took his thumb off with a table saw. And ever since, I've been traumatized from them.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Yeah. 52 to 2005. Very organized, though. Can I explore the rest? This little window. How'd you keep that plant alive? Has to be fake.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
November 1968.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
January 1976.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just
2005.
stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting.
I'm done
I
eating
have to leave.
entire.
Well, I still can.
I'm done eating entire industrial-sized cans of peaches by the halves and not even sliced. That's spooky. Tomato ketchup.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever
I
killed
wouldn't like
Barbara
living in a cave system.
and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Oh, there's our hole we broke out of.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
The train was just running late. It's so sad.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
If she was really protecting you, she would have locked this house down. So you wouldn't be here right now.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
There's his hole. And
I
his
don't want to
trash.
make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else.
Well, it's very convenient
But
they
now
left
I'm
suicide
worried the
notes
stories
behind.
themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Oh. That's a really sad but really creative cross. The train isn't even here anymore.
I don't know if I should even
Chairs.
be writing this.
Here's the house. Spooky.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I
Imagine
think
living
the
on this
people in
island.
these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
we go down the pier? Dangerous activities. So pretty. Getting to grow up with this view? Are you kidding me? Even if it comes with a curse. As far as these stairs are still holding out.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it
There's a
seems
swing.
possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
True.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Aw.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Derpy, Derpy Jr., Burpy, Chirpy, Furpy, Lurpy, Zerpy, Zoe, Coco, Tucker, Charlie, Daisy, and Lucy. 88 to 92, 74 to 79, 62 to 70. They had decent lives. Christopher, Shadow, Shotzi, Oliver, Bob. We had a Shotzi growing up. Bailey, we had a Bailey growing up. A frog.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
As she should. Molly. Calvin. Sven. Edie. Walter. That's pretty cool. Barbara.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
It's literally her dad. Leave her alone.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
That's called trauma. It's very sad. Excuse me.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gus, Sam, and Gregory.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Milton.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
With the way he was in those crawl spaces, maybe he's still there. Sanjay, Lewis.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday. and find everything out for myself.
Yes, the treehouse. They
But
cleaned
looking
it up
back
since
on
last
it
time we
now,
saw it.
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Ugh. Dangerous activities. That branch is way too small to support that. Knock knock.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
You just leave it unlocked.
They were both pretty intense.
Oh, I stuck on the bear? Excuse me. She left some of her stuff here. That's a cool skylight. Wow.
Instead of hiding from death,
Oh,
Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
don't spook me like that. I was looking at the moon.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
That was
Dawn,
cool
I
translation.
promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Where's she at? Nope.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Smile.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Dad. A bird. Bird. Focus.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Aw. Still freezing, though.
Where is he?
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Dad? Feel like he's right in front of me, but where is he? Boat. Ah,
Nothing quite like being outside. Hey!
That's a keeper.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll
ugh.
need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
The classic dad talk.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Picture of her.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
She doesn't want to do it, Dad.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
No.
Great shot, Don!
No. She's crying.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Oh. The timer's going off. I gotta hurry. I'm coming, Dawn.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
That's what you get.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
It's so sad. So this was Grandpa. Well, are we going back on the balcony? I know these are all sad deaths, but that would be such a traumatizing way to lose your dad. Am I continuing on in the room? Hold on. I must have missed something. No door. No flashlight. It's been so long since I played this, so excuse me if I'm getting lost. Ah. Another crawl space. REMs.
After Sam
MERs?
died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh no. It's the baby. That's so sad.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh, heck yeah,
I think he
that
saw
time.
things the rest of us don't.
He didn't even live to be a year old, or just a year old, right? Why are you leaving a newborn in the tub? I got letters off.
That's it over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello?
This is a giant tub, too.
Sam,
I know we're
I
baby,
told
but...
you I don't want to talk right now.
Uh-oh.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Yeah. It's E. Yes. Time for depth perception.
He
Nice.
reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw, it sure made him happy.
Boom. Uh-oh.
I know how silly it sounds.
How did he get that down?
That I worried about a baby being too happy. I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
He's a baby. He's not gonna remember anything. Uh-oh. No.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Ain't no way the bath fills up that fast.
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory,
Now we're the frog.
about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Oh my gosh. Was that her pulling the plug?
I'm sure he's happy. He'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
My controller just riveted. It's so sad. I want to know more about the original curse of this family. Because there's no way. That was Mom's bed. Gus.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
That sucks. Just focus on your kite. Get him! What am I looking for? Ah.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
You're not including him in your wedding anyways, why would he show up for the photos?
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
What a crap day for a wedding. Uh-oh.
Rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
That explains the chairs and the trees.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
I wish that. We get everything on the beach.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Dang. So he just got killed in the storm? Was
She
it an
never talked
electrical
about
strike?
him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
A lightning strike took him down? Raise the flag, breakfast, quiet time. Dawn needs to sweep and do trash. Gus mop, mow yard. Greg be a baby. Jump rope, jumping jacks, push-ups, crunches, run to the mailbox and back. This is cool.
My mom moved
Imagine
up to
having
the
this in your
loft
room.
after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Funny how families always try to get as far as they can while still living in the same house. I myself had tried to move up to the attic before.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Copy passport for volunteer center. Pack. Fly to India.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Fireman's bowl. Were we supposed to go down that quick? Spooky. Yeah, I don't think I was done up there. But why would they have the pole there? Sorry, make you climb the wall again, I know. Ah, the very obvious window that I missed.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
You're super pregnant. I would be out of breath doing all of this.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Aw. Little gardens. Did he paint on his pots?
And to see kids in the house again.
That's so cute. Is that a little doll? I didn't even notice.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
A whole laptop up here. And she wrote her own book. I just saw that. To teach and to learn. Huh. Great job.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Where are we getting in at? Oh. What a cool little hideout, though. Finally, people at my level. His drawing designs are so good, though. What serious talent. And this little reading nook, ugh. During a storm? It'd be so good. It's so nice up here. (1992) to who knows?
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
That's cool. I mean, it feels like he told us where he went.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
He's so cute. Little Jughead growl.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Yeah, I don't blame her. A child just up and disappearing like that. But also, what were the thoughts in her head? Like, she knows her entire family has been disappearing and dying all these years. And then she's gonna bring her kids back here?
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Such a cool house, though. Close the door. Can I get through here? Thank you.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
Of course. That's what big brothers do. Chill little hang spot. With the most amazing view. Are you kidding me? What kind of sweet room?
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I have good news for you, Louis.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
Yeah, I haven't worked at
But
a
he
cannery.
withdrew part of himself. In
But
our
I worked in a
sessions, I saw
distribution
the same
center,
behavior.
and I understand.
His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small,
It's so weird to grab both sticks at the same time like this.
imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
Oh.
Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Whoa.
And things
You sure he
that
wasn't
have
doing
not
on the job?
names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Let's get more detailed.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Louis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
As long as you're getting your job done, they don't care about your mental health.
Like a whole new Louis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Louis Tokyo. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
I mean, this just seems like D&D to me.
Then he made musicians.
Bum bum. Yeah.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Yeah, the big guy.
He no longer spoke at the cannery.
I wouldn't either. Who are you talking to anyways?
But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do
He was self-aware.
wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
I mean, if you can't listen to music at this type of job, I understand completely.
New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he
Minneapolis?
forgot to go home from the cannery.
Uh-oh.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
She shouldn't be there. This is a dangerous zone. She's not wearing PVE.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Beautiful prince.
beautiful prince.
Yes. Look at the colors. They're kind of glitching, I think.
The prince was on his own quest for
Radiant rainbows. For the beautiful prince, duh.
radiant rainbows.
Yes. Oh,
He
no.
followed the sound of his
Silver harp.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Is that him? My beautiful prince, come back.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh, all the fish.
But he was so proud of having created it.
Give me that. Let me in.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Look at how 3D it is now. Oh, Lewis.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Uh-oh.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Uh-oh. That was a very smooth transition, Lewis. Blood. Oh, of course, my locker. Just like my room. Is that the ancient switch?
He began to forget the world we know.
And there's
I think
no
it
one
pained
else
him
here.
to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Oh, she didn't come in and say, go home.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Uh-oh. So his mom was standing where? It looked like she was standing right here. That's so dangerous. Lewis, you're not even grabbing fish anymore, buddy.
I still thought I could save him.
What is this
Even
mountain?
after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Yeah. Yeah, big guy. Yes. Thank you, thank you.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Molly! Looks like a orange tabby. Oh, I see the black. Okay. My beautiful prince? Thank you, thank you.
His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
What an awesome daydream, though. Oh boy.
Bend down his head.
Oh no.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
But you guys sued the company for like a lot of money, right? Because, oh my gosh. Is that our beautiful prince? And the gamer setup. The view! What a cool room. They all have such cool rooms.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
He graduated high school at least.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Oh no.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
It's probably hard on her to tell her, but just take Edie with you. Don't put her in a
I
home.
wish we'd stayed.
Fill her up.
But I understand why we left.
Yeah. This is my room. Me and Mom's. Another cozy little bedroom.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
No. No. That's so sad.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
We have a staircase like this in our house, and I don't know how anybody gets furniture up in a place like
But it
this.
had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
How did you get that bed up here? You're lying. All the little guys. A frog. Her nightlight's so cool.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma,
No.
you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Don't put her in a home, just take her with you.
the power
But
had been
I
shut
get
off
it.
that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
Edie wouldn't leave this house anyways.
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Then where does she think we're going right now? It's in the library, go get it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's
Ugh.
best if Edith and I leave tonight.
I mean, she's
We'll
on her
have the
last
nursing
kid.
home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
No.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. No, I've seen that house every day of my life.
So did she end the
I
curse
never
then?
thought I'd go back to it.
I
When
guess
the
not. This
fog
happened the day
rolled
she's
in,
born.
I lost my way.
Uh-oh. Just keep walking straight.
I got turned around.
Oh. Well. Just keep walking.
I started seeing things.
Imagine getting lost out here. Hello?
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
What?
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
No.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
No!
The next
Edie,
morning, the
no.
van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
No.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
Shake it, shake it, shake it.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
But did she end the curse and her mom was just born before it got ended?
Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
She died in childbirth?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
No. Who's with this child? Who brought the gravestone here? Oh yeah. No. This game is just as sad as I remember it being. But it's still kind of cozy, right? And I love credits that use pictures of the people who made this as kids. It's just so cute to see, especially when they match up, like the artist, one of the lead artists or concept designers will have a picture of them painting as a kid. But thank you for coming along another Cozy Tober. I'll leave you here to enjoy the credits yourself, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.